is going to be a short one. It's just going to be straight up, but I also try not to be too rude. I won't be rude at any rate. So, but let's start with this video. But first, I'd like to know by way of comment. Kindly let me know if you can hear me. I'm monitoring through another earphone. So let me know if the live audio out is cool. Just let me know if the audio is cool, and then we'll continue. Please just let me know by comment. Say hi and let me know if the audio is cool and if you can hear me well. Thank you. So let's start with this video.
torí pé mo sọ fún yín pé ẹ má bà orílẹ̀-èdè jẹ́ pátápátá mo dá táǹkà yín dúró wọn ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń pè mí pé ọ̀gá ti ń pè mí ọ̀gá pátápátá ti ń pè mí ebi ọmọ yẹn tó jẹ́ pọ̀ ọ̀gá o bọ̀ tèmi ni pé kí n fi gbogbo ìrìn àjò lé ayé mi kí n fi kọ́ńtì bọ̀ tó bá ti sọ pé wọn ò gbà bẹ́ẹ̀ ní gbogbo aká wọ́n fi iṣẹ́ òun lẹ̀ fún wọn ṣẹlẹ̀ tó kàn mí tó ti rí àwọn mọ́tò tí mo mú lélẹ̀ gbogbo wọn pátápátá mo dá wọ́n ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń pè mí lọ́wọ́ pé èmi wọ́n fojú mi rí èèmọ̀ pé ọ̀gá ti ń pè mí wọ́n ní kò ṣẹlẹ̀ tó kàn mí máa fi iṣẹ́ òun lẹ̀ fún wọn mo ní ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ certificate tó yẹ kó mo lè fi ṣiṣẹ́ láàbúrò mo lè ṣiṣẹ́ lẹ́níwẹ̀ẹ́ síbẹ̀ ẹ bàlú jẹ́ let's wait and see ó ní kọ̀ǹtólà ń pè ta ni èmi ẹ̀ ní sórí láyé kí Tinubu máa gbọ́ kó wo gbogbo bó ṣe ń bọ́ wọn fìyà jẹ gbogbo àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ó ti rí wọn ibà ẹ̀ mọ̀ wà mo ti ṣe 11 years nígbà wọn ò gbé mi síbi kan tó darí mi ò sí sẹ́ńtẹ́tà mi ò sí ní àpápá mi ò sí ní tẹ̀mẹ́bọ́dà ẹni máa ń dìbẹ́ǹdì kọ́ńtì ẹ̀wọ̀ lọ́kọ̀ tó máa jí epo lọ sí ànádà kọ́ńtì wà ní àti bọ́ǹkì tó máa wá di pro bọ́ǹkì yóò lè ṣe láyé ẹ̀ sọ tẹ̀lé gbogbo wọn pátápátá wọn ní kọ̀ńtólà ń pè kọ̀ńtólà kò ti da fún kọ̀ńtólà tó fẹ́ máa jí owó àbí tó fẹ́ máa jí epo sọ fún mi dẹ́dẹ́ and I put my job online I'm a diligent Yorùbá man tẹ́tí rí wọn bọ̀ àwọn mọ́tò yìí wọ́n fẹ́ jí epo lọ sí Cameroon tẹ́tí rí wọn wọ́n fẹ́ jí epo lọ sí Cameroon so ti rí wọn bẹ́ẹ̀. So to me, if they kill me, you people have to understand that this is the conspiracy from the Fed. Are we one? No. You have to look at it. Thank you. Facebook straight.
Well, the only thing I probably would not agree with in what that gentleman said is about being Yoruba and whether those diverting are diverting for sake of ethnic. I do not agree. Although I believe that patriotism will require that even the comptroller general, and this is where I have issues. You see, there's one thing about Nigerians. You always want the oppressed to accept blame or fault for errors or you call him misdemeanors of the oppressor. Okay. Now, a lot of people would not want us to talk about that comptroller general indicted in that video. They would prefer rather that we say, since they are diverting, the vessels imported under the subsidy program, why not end the subsidy? How many things would you want to end them for? Starting with, for instance, education. You invest so much in education. Somebody is diverting them. Will you end education because of that? Whatever is wrong with removing the people who are not letting it work, whatever is wrong with not removing the program itself or ending the program itself, but removing or weeding out those who would not let it work or benefit the people. Instead, removing the benefit itself from people altogether. Whatever reason that is, I would want to find out. But I don't want to talk too much. I don't want to be playing clips for you to understand a few things because right now the NLC is indicted. Um, NLC is relatively compromised, and a lot of us know that already. NLC, would you NLC to do anything because they are now threatening to go on strike? The question is, nearly all the candidates, Bojo candidates, said they would remove subsidy. If Labour Party had won, for instance, and this is what we warned against at that time, if Labour Party had won this election and still carried out this same thing, would NLC still have gone ahead to protest against its own candidate that it marketed as the best? even though it said it is the same thing he's coming to do. But before I even make a comment further on that, I'd like us to listen to what one of them has to say in this press conference.
We are hearing concern about the agitation and TUC on the removal of fuel subsidy, which our presidential candidate was fully in support of. At the press conference, I am going to play what Mr. Peter Obi said during the presidential media chat. In fact, our position about the removal of subsidy during our campaign has not changed. We have not reversed that position because it was not our candidate that won presidential election. Whatever we agreed during our campaign, and as a party promote peace, equality, and justice in Nigeria, then we can't be found to be appropriating and reprobating at the same time. The same organized labor who stood on that position must not be seen talking in proper purposes on the same thing that Atiku, Tinubu, and even Obi said they were going to do. I need to make it clear that Mr. Peter Obi, during the presidential media chat, which I have the video on channel on Arise, he has said he will remove it 100% and that subsidy is an organized crime. If the NLC will support Mr. Peter Obi during those, if the TUC has not come out since that time when Obi said going to remove subsidy, then it is somehow very further to now be promoting strike, to be threatening the president now that they want to go on strike. I want them to apologize to Nigerians for accepting with Mr. Peter Obi that they will stop to remove this, the fuel subsidy 100%. They should not now be running after the president. I just been sworn in. He was not the one that removed the subsidy. Mr. Peter Obi said the subsidy had been removed. They told us since last year that by June 2022, subsidy will come to an end. Both the NSC, both the TUC consented to this. So for them now to be appropriating and reprobating, it is here on Nigeria. So Mr. Juajero, he better resign or he will apologize to Nigeria for supporting Obi ambition to remove subsidy. Comrade should resign or apologize to Nigeria because we have their support during our campaign that it will be removed. So now they cannot go back on that promise because Obi did not win that election. And they need to explain to Nigeria, was it because it was actually Bola Ahmed Tinubu that won? Why are they supporting Mr. Peter Obi? Is it because he's from somewhere, other person and not from there? After the question begging for an answer before NSC, because they are doing their press conference now, telling the government they will go on strike. I want them to go and look back. Are they agreed? What they said does not lie. They have never at any time went against Mr. Peter Obi about fuel subsidy because he said it was an organized crime. Tinubu said he's going to remove it. Atiku said he's going to remove it. And now the NSC has claimed to be working with it. They have no right now to put their vehicle in a reverse gear and said they are no more going to support it. It shows that with one hand, they are greeting you. With the other hand, they have a knife. There are no sense that we want to embrace such kind of unholy alliance. So I am making it very clear that the next meeting that both the NSC are going to call, they need to ask them question. Why did they support Obi to remove fuel subsidy and they are now going against Bola Ahmed Tinubu not to remove fuel subsidy?
Well, we said it at the time when we were asking to see Peter Obi's manifesto. I mean, the Labour Party's manifesto. Let me not mention Obi because some people just do not like to hear it. When we criticized this subsidy issue before, Obi was never in existence in the picture of election or whatever at the time. Everybody agreed that the subsidy was not the problem but the corruption, right? Okay. We criticized Tinubu, criticized Atiku, criticized Obasanjo, all of those people, whenever they tampered with subsidy. But again, if you criticize Obi when it came out for saying the same thing, you become a tribalist. You weren't a tribalist when you criticized Ashiwaju or Buhari or Atiku or PDP. But the moment you criticize another person just because of the same issue, it's on principle, but they leave the principle. And then, away from the Labour Party supporters, come to the APC supporters now. Because it is Ashiwaju that removed it, a lot of persons also find it, they find it, fantastic that it should be removed. For Ashiwaju to have removed it, let's support him. And the reason the climate is like this, a little cold, is because those who also joined us to oppose the removal had their candidates saying the same thing. So they are choked. Oh, your candidate supported. Now NLC has lost moral ground to even call for a protest against removal of subsidies. So there's just everything looks compromised right now because of the election, and then because of the sentiment that governed people's choices during the election. We said it at the time that the Bojose candidate presented by the Labour Party will be running contrary to the principles that the Labour movement founded. The yearnings of the Labour movement over the years was controverted completely by the programs brought by the Bojose candidate presented. So, but when you say it is bigotry, it is tribalistic, it is not principle anymore. So it's a learning curve that we are all learning. When next candidates come around to campaign to you, do not ask about their tribe. Do not ask. So when I say yes, while we do not, it is impossible to support oppressors. But at the same time, the oppressed are making it difficult to even have a pity, because go on the streets, everybody is saying we will cope. We all know that the subsidy should have been removed long ago. Safe. So suddenly you all know it should have been removed. But why accept to be indicted for the wrong or corruption of the ruling class? For instance, they are not even going to accept a pay cut. Instead, wait for them to draw up new budgets on everything they want to buy, furniture, allowances, and the rest of them. It will increase on you. And again, why should the direction of the conversation not be about removing or weeding out the corruption that plagues the subsidy program? For instance, why would you not say, hey, marketers, now we all know this is a game, it's not the first time. They will still bring it down, but it is in connivance with the NLC that they will say, oh, you want to come to 250 to 70? Why not first go to, then we would have a drama, make it look like we struggled, and then you now PPPRA that is quiet or silent now. There's something called PPPRA. Wait for it. That is where the game will end. Petroleum Product Price Regulatory. That is the the body that will finally now intervene and settle it. They have planned it. They will now say, oh, they are now pegging the no. A lot of politics will play, and then they will now come back to that equilibrium they want to. They normally would increase it, you know. But then the question is, why is it difficult for the PPPRA right now to say, hey, the subsidy still lasts till end of June? So any of the petroleum marketers or filling stations that already know that subsidy still exists and you have collected money to import till end of June, why pocket that money till end of June while you are already selling at a future rate? In fact, higher than it would have been. But those in government and their collaborators, who are the oil marketers, fixers of these prices, they call them market forces. They are the ones they are the forces. The only thing that makes it difficult to even pity the oppressed right now is that they are the ones who will still end up defining it, because, oh, it's our president. Oh, is your pay you go waka now? I go waka tire. Oh. But you know what? People have elasticity. People have this elastic limit. The first week they will cope to, they will just, we'll cope, we'll cope, we'll cope, we'll adjust. But after a while, by the time you now look at your account balance and you now check your spending, everything is on fuel. Aha, that is when they will now start saying, oh boy, be like we go, she not like this, we go. I give Nigerians 1 week. All those people supporting and defending right now, you see them saying, they're already beckoning on us. Ṣé bá ṣe máa máa wò ó nìyí ni? Ṣé bẹ́yìn ló kàn? There was so much blackmail during the election. Those who will say, oh, um, you are against sourcing because. So it was automatic. The moment you say, oh, this candidate is saying his policy on education is that he's going to withdraw all, even the little subsidy on education, they want to withdraw it. I listen to all of them, but if you play it and say this person is saying he wants to withdraw from education completely, they want to start giving licenses to their friends in the private sector to start to increase private universities and kill the public institutions where average people can afford to go. They want to kill it. But if you talk about it because of ethnic sentiment, they fight you. But that is why we are here. Why lump ethnicity up with things that affect our daily lives? Why? At what point do we begin to say this thing is not right? If you say, oh, why not influence that your candidate to talk about it this way and not that way? They say you are a bigot. The word bigotry suffered, gone during this election. Suffered, really suffered. Oh, you are a bigot. Oh, you are a bigot. When you say APC's manifesto is wicked, the scroll past, that one is normal. How can APC say they will do this and that? They will scroll past, that one is normal. It's that one meets them well. Okay. How can PDP say this thing is not this is what they will do? No, we don't want to go back to that. The scroll past is normal. But the moment you say, how can Labour Party also say the same thing we are criticizing APC and PDP for? You are a big god. That's why we are here. Okay, so now APC supporters really can't oppose what Ashiwaju just did because they all did a Melokon. Unfortunately, the Labour Party supporters who are also suffering this thing are unable, they are quiet. They don't know what to say because even their own candidate said the same thing. But when we said it then that you cannot be running on a Labour Party, Labour movement party outfit or outlet and be talking like Bojozis against workers' interests, they say you are a big god. Atubotan real. This is the outcome. Oh, how can Peter Obi on you expect a Labour candidate to be speaking pro-Labour? Oh, the workers' minimum wage is too low. We should just cut excessive government expenditures. We should just cut this so that the workers can have this. We should have this, we should have that. But the person who says the pro-Labour thing, you hate him for either ethnicity reason or other reasons that, you know, let me let me show you this for instance. Let me show you my own personal. Bank I normally would feel for say 18, 19K.
How much is that?
I didn't go to the filling station. I did not go to the filling station this particular time. I didn't go to
You
the
don't do,
filling
you don't do,
station
you don't
with
do. No, no, no top am, no top. You don't do.
that was 42,000. I didn't go with empty tank. Oh. I did not go with empty tank. I was about half the tank. And to fill it up from about half to fill up, 42,000. What if I go with empty tank? And I used to fill empty to full to the brim with about 19K plus. Now, about half tank, just top it up, 42,000. The question is, who do you think will burn that cost? I would definitely want to increase my own service charges too, or other things too, to make up for that cost. That means prices of products, other commodities, and services will also increase. There are some things you can increase their prices, the effect will be minimal on commodities and every other thing or other goods. But petroleum, PMS, you can't do that. If you increase the price of petroleum, how much is pure water now? It's sachet. It jumped from 5 naira to 10 naira, all because of fuel price. Later to 20 naira, 350 naira. Now, 30 naira. How much is a bag now? It's going up. And it is not just pure water or sachet water. Bread, the bread you normally would pull up to buy whenever you want to go and greet your parents, or you want to go home from work. That bread you used to buy for 500 naira, go back there now and buy. If this price does not reverse between now and next week, the petroleum price between now and next week, hmm, the bread you used to buy for 500 naira, go back there and price it again. Not just that, every other thing. Some of you have children. If not, if you're not living in Nigeria, you have families in Nigeria. Maybe two children, two kids. One is already in secondary school, one in primary school. Maybe their schools along the same way or not, or separate directions. How much were you giving them for transport to go to school in the morning and come back home? You will have to start thinking of doubling it up. So the spiral effect of increasing the price of petroleum, what does it take to say, hey, those of you who are collecting this money and not importing the fuel, just read the Riot Act. No more. Whoever is marking, whoever is busy marking for them that, oh, he brought it in, and collecting a gunje, take them out of the job, bring in new process, and read the Riot Act. Is that difficult? But did you run you? It is the masses you must blame for it and punish them. And somebody commented in my last video, oh, that was the best Ashiwaju could do. Shago, if it was you, what would you have done differently? Excuse me. We already knew since he was campaigning. Even the way he sounded it, you will know that he was not just coming to do it. He wanted to, like, he didn't say it like it was, oh, we are sorry, it's a necessity. He said it like he wants to wickedly, he wants to do it as a matter of wickedness. See the facial expression, see the gesture when he said it. No matter how much you protest, you are going to remove subsidy, uh, unless I'm going to win this election. No, see the face. It's a wicked face. Like, yeah, I'm going to win this election. If you see the facial expression, you can understand the mindset. I would expect somebody who has been so packaged, who has been so called a leader, Ashiwaju. What the meaning of Ashiwaju is the person who leads, inspires people. You already know, okay, you wickedly said you were going to remove it. Prepare that mind that you are going to inflict that hardship. Okay, now a leader, inaugural speech, you won, whether by hook or crook, you have been declared or announced winner. I would expect an Ashiwaju of people, if not Ashiwaju of, I don't know, Ashiwaju of people to be compassionate. Now listen to speech. Because of the hard effect that the removal of subsidy is going to have on our people, it becomes necessary that we put in place palliative and cushioning effect and measures. And that is why the first thing I'm going to do as I take this mantle of leadership, I will make sure that I set up a committee to immediate. I'm not even interested in committee, but at least say committee, just to be safe, to immediately recommend an upward review of workers' wage. That is an inspiring speech to prepare us into. Then the next thing we want to start looking up to at this time is, okay, how much would they now increase to, so that it will help the average worker. Now, the average worker's minimum wage cannot even buy fuel. Forget about car. What about generating set? There's no electricity in Nigeria. Where is the electricity? Although it depends, maybe where you live, maybe you live near where powerful people are, and they must have electricity. So maybe. So you have to buy in your car, you have to fuel your generating set. And then in less than a week, your salary is gone. You have not bought food stuff. Oh. You have not paid children's school fees. You've not paid other bills, water, electricity. You've not even anything. You have not bought data. You can't buy clothes. You can't plan anything. Yet, the only announcement that was worth it for a person coming into power, new administration, more like a new year, ushering us into, is to give us a road shock. You see, when we say that this, anytime you see whole people recycling themselves and compulsorily saying they must come to power, sorry, Neil, sorry, Ne. But of course, you say, oh, this one that is promising us better thing, where is his experience? No, the thing sounds like somebody saying, wait, I have alternative to this punitive NEPA is punishing people. Generating set is contributing to carbon emission, air pollution, and all of that, and is wasting your money buying fuel. Okay, see, I have alternative to that. Let us crash that system. It's too old and wasteful, and it's also not regular. I have an alternative means that we don't have to spend all of this money, and it will be regular and stable. Hybrid natural source of energy, and you will no longer have to pay or endure pollution. They'll say, no, no, show us that you have experience working with NEPA. What is the correlation? I'm saying I am bringing alternative altogether to NEPA. You are asking me for NEPA experience. Where's the correlation? Somebody is saying this is the alternative so that we can end that old and wicked regime. You say he must show you that he has experience with the old regime. Where's the correlation? Hmm? Where's the correlation? And people are just punishing themselves for no reason. Again, this particular one story is self-inflicted. And so I said, while I cannot support the oppressor, it's almost difficult to also pity the oppressed. It's unfortunate. It's just unfortunate. It's difficult to pity because the oppressed themselves are the ones who will tell you, see, we don't want alternative. Leave us like that. We are good like that. They are the ones who will back the oppressors. Yeah. I saw a police officer earlier today with his gun, around his neck. He didn't see anybody to lift him. Maybe I get money, I don't know. Earlier today. I was coming from Eleko side. I saw him stranded. Unfortunately, me, I had things in the car, so I would have assisted him. And I'll say, if we protest against what made you stranded right now you then go see used to come shoot people. They protest on your behalf. And you get picking. So it's why I said, while it is impossible to support the oppressor, it becomes even difficult to pity the oppressed. Because the oppressed ourselves, they are not victims. They are like accomplices. They are accomplices to their own suffering. I've never seen that kind of thing in my life. I can't even imagine it. that I'll be the one saying, punish me more. Yes, I like you. Punish me. You know, it's they're gonna calm down.
Big thieves that are, stealing crude.
Can't talk about oil without talking about fuel subsidies.
Yes.
That's also estimated 6 trillion naira 2023 that will be expended on that. Budget deficit of about 11 or 12 trillion, so fuel subsidies are almost half of that. This is the key thing here, would you yank it off immediately or remove it in gradual stages? And then how do you account for the impacts on the everyday Nigerian, to where if you yank it off, fuel prices skyrocket and that affects inflation and so on?
The only thing that I have left that is free from the government is gasoline. And when you refine it, you don't only get gasoline. So people forget that we are no longer subsidizing diesel, for example. Why is it that the money we save from not subsidizing diesel is not impacting on our lives, or that of aviation fuel? Because people keep lying to you because they always have a pressure point to blackmail the public with. I have said it. There is no subsidy going on. We found out in 2012, after occupying Nigeria, that they were importing coal into the country with badges that sank 20 years before. People were arrested. They were being prosecuted. At the end of the day, today, I don't think any prosecution worked. Those who got sentenced or indicted at the federal high court got the appeal court to let them go. That's part of the problem.
So would you remove it?
I'm not removing it. But
I'm going to remove subsidies?
No, yes.
Okay.
But I'm going to make sure that refineries work so that we can refine locally. Yes.
Okay.
That is very, very important. Because without addressing the issue of production of fuel, particularly gasoline,
right,
which is what is most important about all this, we are not going to be able to address the issue of oil. So there's no subsidy. We are just subsidizing the thieves who import. Let me tell you.
Okay.
And this was I wish you read this or somewhere on the rise, where the customs CG.
Yeah. Ahmed Ali was challenging the amount
of fuel brought into the country.
Right.
So I am not, if I was the one who on your show, people would say maybe Showore doesn't know what he's saying. He's saying that the NNPC is lying to the Nigerian people that they are even 60 million liters of.
So the NNPC has said that they are open to an investigation and they are ready to have.
Well, now they are open to the investigation.
Okay, but I want to get this. I want to get this quick point from you. Are you saying, because again, this is another point that's been bandied about, that if we have working refineries here, fuel prices will stay where they are now, even with oil prices in the deregulated market?
If you are, look, I'm aware that NNPC allocates over 400,000, about, some reasonable amount, I don't know the exact figures of local crude to be refined locally. NNPC officials sell them on behalf of Nigeria, supposedly on a daily basis.
Okay.
They have not removed that. So what happens to the one that's refined locally? So there's already an allocation for daily refineries from the NNPC. They are taken out of exported on a daily basis. What happened to those ones? And they are sold, they're supposed to be sold at subsidized rate already, or allocated to refineries for cheaper than what goes to the international market. So we put them into the refineries.
Whatever direction you wish for your own opinion, position, or argument to go, the question I want to ask you is this the first time we've been removing subsidy? We've removed it how many times already? We argued against it during Jonathan's time. They removed it. They said they removed parts. Buhari removed again in 2015 after he came in. They said they removed it again when Osebajo said, oh, they've been spending so amount. And finally, Ashwaju is still removing it. But then the question is, the one they have been removing, what were they going into? Because I remember that January 1st, 2012, the gift we got was increase in fuel price. Where was the money going? The next thing we started seeing, Kola Aluko, Tiziani Alison Majweke, buying expensive jewelries, gold houses, gold plated toilets, everything, zinc, including abroad accounts everywhere. Dasoki Gate, this gate, that gate, all sort of. When Buhari removed subsidy again, where did the money go to? Oh, how many kilometers of road did the subsidy remove? How many kilometers of road did we get from it? Instead, we still took Sukuk bond to rehabilitate our roads, isn't it? We are still taking Chinese loans despite removing subsidies. They are still increasing. So allowances for themselves. The question again is, what should be the direction of our conversations, the direction of our argument? Is it that the subsidy should be removed, or that the government should better wake up, sit tight, and the citizens will not accept you are removing whatever you manage to give us again? I understand it. Emotions are everywhere. Pro government, pro this, pro that, sentiments, waging left, right, center. We understand it. But for me, we are only victims of our choice, of our sentiments, because we didn't look into what we were supposed to look into, or consider their policy programs and tackle them based on what they said they would do. Instead, we only tackle ourselves based on, is the turn of my tribe. Oh, it is my party that must come in. Oh, it is this, or it is that. We left the issue. We attacked one another on personalities. And that's where we are today. Gentlemen and ladies, say Ogbonro Kagmo. And I want to wrap up by saying, or by inviting you to say, well, those of us who are not doing skits, we have a duty to conscientize ourselves, reorientate ourselves from time to time, especially because, you know, if we wait until times like this, it's usually too late. We constantly need to reorientate ourselves, talk to ourselves, review issues. What is this supposed to mean? What are we supposed to do about that? We should be doing this or that. I want to invite you. If we are doing skit here, for instance, we'll be making a lot of money. Okay. But we don't get lots of views or get monetized for the kind of controversial issues we take up every time here. But these conversations are necessary to orientate people, so that arguments are not going in lines of sentiment, ethnicity, religion, and all that, but on logic. We need your support as citizen reporters, as information analysts. So, if it meets you well, of which I wish or I hope, you are invited to please support citizen journalism, support citizen engagement. We invite you to please do. I'll see if I have a few comments that I can respond to before I close it. Of course, that's that's not. Um, the question is, who is the cabal? Who the cabal? Why can we have? Why can we not have the citizens cabal? Why must we always complain about the political cabal? The cabal is not powerful if the citizens are not enablers. The cabal isn't powerful. The cabal is afraid of the people rising. But the cabal also knows how to manipulate the people. and they are one same. If you listen to them, you find they don't say anything differently from one another, and they are friends. They are go and check it out. So it's just like when I said I laughed when people were promoting Weekend as the sweet. Even Timaya even went there and made a fantastic show out of it. I said this is the same song that they will still use to abuse you back. Same song that you think they are singing to help you now. When they started changing the color of Naira notes, they started changing the color of notes, and they made it punishing people. We said this is wrong. People say shut up, because they thought it was done to favor their preferred candidate. They didn't know they are all the same. They punished you, and you clapped for them. And we said these people are just punishing you for nothing. Nothing will come out of this thing. Hey, no, it will make the value of Naira go up. It will make the value of the we are our own problem. Why don't we want to support them to make the value? Where are the new Naira notes now? And has it favored your candidate? Oh, Wike is with us. Rivers is for LP. Laugh. Even the LP candidates, you think, I'm sorry, election is gone. I know be angry at this, but I'm sorry, it's a game. At least they started coming out of 100% things we told you before the election that these people are only playing you. At least they by themselves come out to reveal roughly 28% of it to you already. About 28% of it come out to tell you by themselves. Okay? But wait for the remaining. You will hear pansa, pansa. I mean, against the electoral law, somebody will join party and in a week become the candidate. What else is forgery? What else is manipulation? Changing dates, backdating documents, changing, forging, and all that just to. And even the APC knows all of this, but they will not use it because they know what they are all doing together. Wiki has come out to tell you now that it was a game, but they can't tell you everything. It's just to make sure that the states that predominantly will always vote PDP in the South, they do not want them to vote it. So they have to make somebody contest in another party to waste those votes from PDP. It's a game. But when we said it, oh, you are a bigot. Okay. But you know what? Should I love? No. I understand and I just laugh that the influencers, those ones know how to play their games. You don't notice how they have become so quiet, and some of them are gradually transiting. Oh, while we wait for the court, let's support the government of Ashura to succeed. May Ashura just succeed. I just laugh. Your influencers, the ones you hail and support, the ones you don't even want to, you don't want to follow with law. You don't want to even check what they are saying. This one you lie here. Oh. Is it because we all this candidate you are lying? They will not follow with logic. They just follow with sentiment. You know? And those ones too, they know that anything they post positive about that thing at that trend of that trend at that time, it trend they make money from from the from the trend. So they just look for something, cook something up. Some of them will smoke up. Just say, oh yeah, let's take this one, let's trend this back. But the moment the game was over, they have now started, they have become unusually quiet and now started transiting gradually. You didn't notice? Go and check them, check on them. Oh. They started transiting gradually. It's a game. Because the game reached its peak and started coming down again. So the next thing is what are we going to do next 4 years before the next election? Oh boy, blend again. Now game. So we want to teach Nigerians to be logical, to have depth, and not just catch it or just float on the surface of things. until you start to read yourself emotions, start to read yourself of the sentiment. Oh, what is this person saying? Look at it deeply. Why should we remove subsidy? How much again did they say customs make for us every year? Trillions. How much again did they say they make stamp duty? How much say we realize from this NLPDC or whatever? How much? Trillions. How much did they say jam for us? Trillions. How much in taxes? Trillions. But we shouldn't talk about those, right? Target this. So whatever will make people comfortable, whatever will make people comfortable at all, just yank it. They don't want people to be comfortable at all. At all. They want to say, oh, people are becoming too comfortable. Oh. What is the source? Oh, okay, okay, okay. Yank it, yank it. Remove it small. Remove it small. Oh, it's so tight. They are shouting. They are shouting. Lose it a bit. Lose it. Oh, yeah. Tight. It's okay. Like perfection of oppression. Perfection of oppression. That's what they're for. So the subsidy right now for ways to they have started using those their influencers again to justify it. Oh, oh, have you not started seeing the line around? Ghana pays. Ghana is an oil producing country. Um, the peso also said is for liter of PMS. Nigeria is enjoying. The influencers they are don't live in Nigeria and they are not any minimum wage. But they will not tell you the minimum wage in Ghana. They will not tell you the stable electricity in Ghana. They will not tell the good roads in Ghana. They will not tell you the infrastructure in Ghana. They will not tell you that even their own children can't school in Nigeria. They send them to Ghana. But they will tell you, oh, Ghana is paying so amount for fuel now. Our own is relatively subsidized. I don't know how people just love to look for something against their own selves. Instead of you to be looking at what are we not benefiting that is there elsewhere. Government do this for us. You are looking at, oh, it is, I think it's true. If you convert say this to naira, it means Ghana is paying more for than us. Really? Really? What is minimum wage in Ghana? Convert that one now and let's do the convert that one. Because but when they put influence, anyways, make I no spoil their business. Be like I did tell person yesterday. The person wanted to pay staff. So 2 million naira was paid into his company account from his own account. 2 million naira into his account in Nigeria to pay staff. And I said, wait a minute, what if normally, what if you pay tithe out of this? You first pay 100,000 naira to a church out of these 2 million naira before you pay staff, right? If half of your staff members are Christians and also pay tithe, they will also pay 10% of the salaries you give them. The one earning 200,000 will pay 20K. The one earning 150 will pay 15K. The one earning 100K will pay 10K across board. That means out of the 2 million naira total fund expended on salary in a month, more than 50% of it first went to church, religious organization, to your pastor, to your church, to your already. Before you pay, I know pastors are on this channel are angry. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to spoil business, so we are just being logical here, we're just talking. Already more than 50% or more than already goes to religion. Before you start removing cost of production, before you start removing your TFA, before you start removing your all of you, including your guy, already gave more than half of your inflow to church. Why would there not be churches everywhere? There'll be churches everywhere now, including in your house. They will start introducing house fellowship there after church service. They must to come and do house solution in your. They must bring that business to your doorstep. It is what it is. Again, I don't like. I don't. I'm not spoiling. That's why I don't mention the name of any church or denomination. I don't like to spoil anybody's business. Whether you are a pastor, you are an influencer, you are whatever. Do your business. I know Kukuma mention name. Eh, na your business. I like everything they worry this guy. It is spoil cancel him. It is spoil people business. I'm not spoiling your business. So I know mention mo, do your thing. After all, no be everybody go wise, no matter how much you talk am. Gentlemen and ladies, I'm gonna draw the curtain right here. Once again, do not forget to support citizen journalism for citizen engagement, thorough and serious citizen engagement that we must start and not stop. We want to start bringing good coverages that will lighten. Not all of us will do skits. Not all of us will do comedy. Not all of us will distract everybody. Some of us have to face the tedious task of bringing the true analysis, the objective information analysis, so that people can start thinking in the right direction. There are too many propaganda and distraction by the government. Too many. And it will take just a few who can say, yes, that is the government's position. That is what government wants because that is what favors them. This is what will favor the masses. And the argument for the masses should go this other direction. It is when these two forces meet that we can have a good equilibrium. But when this at all times, then the masses are both oppressed. So that's why I said, yes, this is a Vawulence topic. While I do not support the oppressed should not make it difficult to even pity them. We need to start reorientating ourselves, start redirecting how we think. All right. So if you are government officials on this channel, you are DSS or any, you're all come. I know abuse you now. If you are masses too, and you feel I am in the manner I presented it, I am sorry. But I do not regret what I have said so far. Because we must advance consciousness. We must advance consciousness of people. NLC, TUC, we know the game that is up. We already know. Okay, just do your thing. Dear masses, now on a matter to me because I know say you know if you afford right now. Other people, everybody is looking for who else to also oppress. Everybody is looking at well, we shall have to cope. Okay, we can't government. You have to find your way. Finding your way in the circumstance simply means you also look for who to extort. You also look for things to increase. You also look for how to make up. And that is how different things come up. We are still struggling with the menace of, I don't want to say prostitution or whatever, including the menace for our male population, cyber fraud, Yahoo, and the plus on the Yahoo. It has become a ritual world, and it's unfortunate. Anyways, as we always end it, God go help us. I just say bye for now. I'll see you later. Don't forget to support our platform.